There's no better time to find these tremendous Mazda savings than right now at Team Mazda. Get 0% financing on any new Mazda CX-5, Mazda CX-30, Mazda CX-50, or the Mazda CX-90. Find out just how much you can save at Team Mazda on Airline.
Everything is too cool.
Let's see how many of you made the transition to the plus.
You had 3
1,
minutes to make the switch over.
There's Johnny Eads.
Yeah, yeah.
Johnny does watches everybody.
He sure does.
Everybody doing the workouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dr. Steve watches too.
Sure
Really?
does.
He's
Good
out
morning
there.
to our fellow
Well,
WAFB
good morning,
team
too.
members
Good morning,
and
too.
to all of you who are watching.
Yeah.
3, 4 of you.
It makes me a little nervous when Dr. Steve's watching. I got to be on my best behavior. I got to
no
make sure I
cursing.
don't make any mistakes over here.
Yeah.
He'll see him.
I was like that for a while, and then he jumped on the morning shift, and I'm totally cool with him.
Hey,
Is that right?
is that what it is?
I recall,
He's that
yeah.
cool.
He's that kind of cool.
He's that cool. Yeah, not intimidating.
What in the world do you got going on over here? That looks like it's going to go to work on us.
Yeah, it really is. So cliche calling it 2 for Tuesday, not 1 but 2 alerts, and we're going to have these 2 alerts for a while. I'm standing right under the air conditioning over here. Let me move over here. It's like a 5-degree difference there. Yeah, you're looking live, not far from downtown. That's actually near the Children's Hospital at I-10 at Essen. 78 feels like 81. Quite a bit of sunshine, but you see that little haziness out there? That's kind of part of the whole thing where we've got that air quality alert. Made it up to 98 degrees yesterday. We're probably going to do the same exact thing for today, and that's why, once again, we've got another round of heat advisories in effect until 7 p.m. Might feel like 110 at the high point of the day. There's the second one, the air quality alert. That means the air is going to be unhealthy for sensitive groups. So if you have any kind of upper respiratory ailments, you may want to limit your outdoor exposure. Meanwhile, you can see there is a little bit of smoke out there, actually quite a bit in the state of Louisiana, quite a bit right now. No wildfires or anything like that, but that smoke, then you compare that and you move that with the really calm winds and the humidity that's not really doing too much. That really gives you that stagnant air. It doesn't help that we also have a little bit of African dust over the next few days, though not that much over here. But again, you put all these things together and that gives you the air quality concern. Meanwhile, we might see a couple of scattered thunderstorms later on in the afternoon, and it will have about a 30% chance. So I would say not the entire viewing area gets wet, but there's a better chance over here. And as we keep the clock moving, we'll be in the upper 90s in the afternoon. And you can see the name of the game, the farther south you go, slightly better chance of getting a couple of thunderstorms, but even between Gonzales and Baton Rouge, we might get a few of those as well. Once we get to about 8 p.m. and thereafter, we lose the light, lose the daytime heating, and we'll lose anything that's on the radar. Meanwhile, we're not going to lose the moisture over the next several days. That stays pumped up and high in the upper 70s, and because of that, we know that these numbers are going to stay high as well, the peak heat indices. And by the way, what these numbers tell me, not only the heat advisory today, but we're probably going to continue to string them together for the remainder of the work week. All the flickers of green on your screen on the live local radar not hitting the ground, but what is hitting the ground is hitting the water. A couple of thunderstorms out to sea. They're going to move inland slowly but surely. Speaking of out to sea, we have got Tropical Storm Ernesto holding steady right now, winds at 45 miles per hour. I've got the wind particles up. That shows you that clockwise flow around the Bermuda High. So that's the general direction it's going to flow in. That might be what we call the fish storm, where it doesn't really affect the United States, although it might affect Bermuda. I'll say that. It is expected to become a hurricane. Matter of fact, could actually become a Category 2, but as long as it's not going to bother us, that is good news as far as we're concerned. Over the next 7 days, there's the forecast rain, or the lack thereof, mainly below an inch when you string all 7 days together. When the kiddos get off to the school bus stop, 78 degrees to start, and then we'll finish off at 98, and we'll have a 30% chance of a couple of thunderstorms. Then for the evening forecast, we'll drop the overnight low down to 79 degrees and not much of a chance of rain. Not much of a chance of rain beyond that point. The 10-day forecast, we're only doing 20 and 30%ers, and that means we're not going to have much relief from the heat. Every day the forecast high is mainly in the upper 90s. 7:06 right now. We got a little bit of traffic there, Johnny.
Wreckers on the scene, but folks, as a community, and look, I'm talking to myself. We have got to slow down. We've got to slow down. This is a wreck on I-12 right near the Jefferson-Drusilla exit ramp, and 2 of the lanes are temporarily blocked. In fact, it's all blocked right now because the wrecker's gotten on the scene and they're having to load this truck up onto the wrecker. It was just the left shoulder and the left lane. Now they've gotten a lot more involved, and that's got traffic way backed up well into Livingston Parish this morning, well before range, or Jubin rather. Here's the Airline Highway camera facing Jefferson Drusilla, and you can see that huge backup there. So it's taken almost an hour to get to Baton Rouge from Jubin to the 1020 12, 54 minutes, single-digit speeds, some of that not even moving. Your average is about 13 miles per hour. Hopefully they'll get that cleaned up pretty quickly within the next half hour or so, and that traffic will move a little bit better. But most of the wrecks we're seeing now during the construction project, I'm being told by officials, is due to high speeds and whipping in and out of lanes. We've seen it. Some of us might have even done it. Got to slow down. 7:07. All right, the big extra hour, or the big extra, what do we call this? 9? That's what we call it. Headlines from Matt and Liz after the break. Stay with us.
Hey now, 7:09 your time right now. A few things that are just coming into the newsroom, including a drug bust from Baton Rouge Police Department. Liz, I was looking at the list of stuff they found. This thing just kept going. I mean, from fentanyl to heroin to meth to cocaine. There's a lot here.
You want to see the haul? We actually have video of it. BRPD actually sharing a photo of that haul with all of the different various drugs. There you have it. Weapons, money, cash also included in all of this. So you heard some of the drugs that Matt mentioned here, right? Well, the person officers believe is responsible, 43-year-old Jermaine Harris. After they confiscated large amounts of narcotics, weapons, and money, you see a lot of pills there, stolen firearms, what they say, ghost guns with no serial markers or markings. So BRPD sharing that arrest there on Facebook about an hour ago. That investigation continues.
Speaking of investigation continuing, let's get you out to Livingston Parish. Yeah. Denham Springs part of the world here. This is North Park. Those ruts in the soccer field shouldn't be there. Liz, somebody got out there and just tore it up.
The park sports director tells us they believe the vandalization happened Sunday. But you think about the impact of this, Matt. 300 kids who were looking forward to playing soccer on those fields after it had flooded last year. They have nowhere else to play right now. So while they try to figure out what to do next, authorities there in Livingston Parish are looking for who's responsible for this. They marked up kind of a big part of the field here with those tracks, 5 to 6 inches deep. If you think you saw or heard something, go ahead and call police. Call a tip into Crime Stoppers because they sure would like to know.
Yes, please. You can do it anonymously. So yeah, exactly. Make that call. Another investigation out here in Livingston Parish, but this one a bit darker here. A body found in a pond. Body has now been identified. 42-year-old Oscar Aaron Hobson of Madisonville.
Authorities are still investigating this situation. Not much to go off
beyond
of.
That. Yeah, right.
You can see kind of where it took place. But Matt, that's not the only person that they're investigating here. Another man's body found.
Very similar, right?
Yeah, we were following this story actually out of New Orleans. Our sister station, Fox 8, they've been following this since about Sunday morning here. Now we're told, if we can get back to the New Orleans video here, it's actually a native here, an EA graduate. Right. It's 25-year-old medical student here. This is Michael Nwokari. We're told that he was actually a graduate of LSU too, played in the band. We caught up with some of his family and friends who are just in disbelief and shock at hearing the passing of his death there. We're told that the investigation into how he ended up in the Audubon Park Lagoon there can start until the Orleans Parish coroner determines an official cause of death. We're waiting on that autopsy, but we'll let you know when we get that.
Okay, so as all that's going on out there, we want you to be as safe as you can with that sun right there. Look, we talk about it all the time, and sometimes people are like, it's hot. It's South Louisiana. We know that. But it's because we think we know that, and we think we're used to it, that maybe we get a bit lax in paying attention to it. Matt Venezia live with BRPD, BRFD, EMS, heat safety.
This comes on the heels off that awful story, the
Oh my gosh,
tragedy
yes,
you
you're
talked
right.
about. Really, a couple months old
Young
baby
one.
left in the car. Parents thought that they dropped him off at daycare. But you think about the what they call mom brain, dad brain. In the early stages, right when you have a kid, there's a lot going on, right? It's easy to forget that. So authorities are saying maybe leave something in the backseat, like your keys, maybe a shoe, maybe your purse, anything to help remind you that something is in the backseat, someone is in the backseat.
Yeah, we take it for granted again that we think we know how to deal with it and handle
Yeah.
it, but just, constant reminders. You're right.
Please
constant reminders.
take every precaution.
Got the Ronald Reagan Newsmaker luncheon going on today. Would you feel like you want a little bit of lunch? Actually, what they're going to be doing, Republican Party here, announcing their endorsements for the upcoming November elections.
For a number of races,
Yeah, you're right.
including
Bunch
the
of 'em.
U.S. 6th Congressional District, the EBR Mayor President's race. We've got Metro Council seats also up. We're told the candidates will actually be there after those endorsement announcements are made. That's happening at Cafe American, Jefferson Highway, and you can listen in starting at noon.
Big visit today. Speaking of November elections, somebody who's not running but is sitting in the current big seat there on Pennsylvania Avenue, President Joe Biden and the First Lady in New Orleans. It's a cancer moonshot event. Why is it called like that? Because they're taking a shot here, trying to get to the moon, right, when it comes to cancer research and beating back those cases.
And obviously, we have that Louisiana Cancer Research Center
Sure do.
not far from Tulane University. Dr. Jill Biden actually visited that center, got a tour of the facility there. Today, President Biden expected to make a major announcement about a federal grant for cancer research. Matt, the lofty goal here to prevent 40 million cancer deaths by 2047.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Want to make sure you know about this as well. Mayfair Lab Elementary School closed today. That's K through 5. Had a circuit breaker blow, kind of knock out some power there to the K through 5. Now look, again, important to announce, this is just for the elementary, not the middle school.
Yes.
You guys are still going to school. We'll let you know if that changes.
Yes, we sure will. Oh, by the way, while we talk about school, please send us your back to school photos here. We're cycling through some of the great photos that you've sent to us. Look at that. Kids prepared, posing, ready for that
Got the
first
pose
day.
down.
Yes, these kids are ready to attack a brand new school year, and we would love to see some of your kiddos.
Send a new one.
Yes,
Send a new
9
one.
reports or WAFB.com/9reports or back to school.
There you go.
We can
We're
see
back
all
at
of
it,
them.
guys. We're back at it.
How about it?
Hey, there you go. So that was that. You want to do some cut-ins and then do the 9 o'clock thing?
I'm down.
Okay.
It's Truck Month at Team Toyota, where you'll find great savings on the reliable and versatile Toyota Tacoma. Or get 1.99% financing on the new Toyota Tundra or $3,000 customer cash. Don't miss these tremendous savings during Truck Month happening now at Team Toyota.